Hey guys, all right. So the other day I was talking with my sister on the phone, and when we were growing up, like we were always, we were siblings, so we did fight a lot, but we always like shared a room. So she was younger than me, and like I just remember like we would play together, but like I would never be like she's my friend. You know what I mean? Like when you're kids, like we were like at each other's throats a lot, and but when we grew up, like when we finally grew up, that's when we were like, wait, hold on, we're best friends. And we're so much alike. And I always say that we're not two people, we're one person. And because we're just so similar. And but so I talk to her almost every day, and we were talking about something the other day that we did when we were kids. And like it's just funny because like our parents still don't know that we did this. And I don't know why it was so funny to us at the time, but like when we were talking about it, but we when we were kids, we were always gonna like run away. It's so funny. And I mean, it's terrible. Like it's funny, but as a mother, I'm like, what? If my kid was like, I was gonna run away, like I don't know what I would do. Like the thought of it now, just like it breaks my heart, but it's also like so funny how ridiculous it was when we were kids to try and do this. So we lived in, we're Air Force girls. My dad was in the Air Force. He did 20 years, retired from it, the whole career. And so we moved around a lot, and we lived in various, countries overseas. And my dad was in some sort of top secret, like, project when we lived in England. And I don't know anything about it, so don't you try to come at me. No feds, don't you try to come at me. I know nothing about it. The only thing I knew was that it was top secret. And I was a child at the time, like I was maybe 9 or 10, I can't really remember. So we lived in England in a little tiny town, and the other day I Google mapped it. And I think this was 20 years ago, like, was it? No, this was more than 30 years ago, like a long time ago. And so I think they might have like dismantled the entire town. It must have been built up for the Air Force, the United States Air Force families and Army or whatever it was. Like there probably were other branches of the military, but like I think they built it up, and then like when the project was done, they dismantled the whole thing. So it was a little town called Molesworth in the UK. I still call it England, I'm sorry. When you're in the Air Force, there's always like, you either live on base in housing that's specifically built for Air Force families or the military branch of families. And so we would play, of course, in the whole neighborhood. And it's just funny how like perspective of a child, like to me, it seemed like this town with all these streets, it was probably like 5 streets in one little block, like no big deal. But to me, it was like, there were hundreds of houses like at the time. And we were way out in the woods, and like there was a little tiny patch of woods, probably like outside the little fence of the housing area. And so, but at the time, a 9-year-old, and my sister at the time was probably 4. Oh my goodness, like the thought of it. A 4-year-old girl, like I can't, like, and we used to play around the whole neighborhood, and there was a house like at the edge on this like corner lot that was vacant because the families move all the time, and they have, obviously they're going to be vacant houses. And we would always go by there and mess around this old house or whatever, or this vacant house. And so one day, like I got the bright idea that we were going to run away because like mom didn't let us have fruit snacks or whatever it was. So we were going to run away. And like, we totally did. I can't, like, it's like, forgive me, mom. I'm sorry you have to find out this way. I had this plan, and it was me. Obviously I was the older, and I was also the worst. So I was like, all right, younger sister, we're going to run away. And so we were like, so we got to pack. So we had these backpacks, of course, for school. And so we packed, like, it's so funny to me right now, but like we packed all these clothes, like our backpacks. If you can think about like a kid's backpack for school, that thing was bulging stuffed full of clothes. Like I was all about, we gotta pack some clothes. Like we're gonna be gone, so we gotta have stuff to wear. I didn't think about food. I didn't think about water. I didn't think about none of that stuff. I was like, the clothes. And like, the bag is jam-packed stuff full of clothes. And she's wearing a backpack and I'm wearing a backpack. So 2 backpacks, kids' backpacks full of clothes. Again, no food, no water, no weapon, nothing, like nothing else but clothes. I don't know why it was so important to me that we had clothes. Now, of course, my younger sister remembers it a little bit differently. She said that we had some snacks. So I don't remember that part. And so what we did was when we went to bed at night, and I want to say, I don't remember, like I honestly don't remember, but like, I don't think my parents let us stay up that late. Like we were young. Like, so I am almost positive that like bedtime was 8:30, almost positive. Okay. If like at the latest, it was 10 o'clock when we snuck out of the house. So mom and dad sent us to bed about 8:30. And, so we go to our rooms and we put our nightgowns on over our regular clothes. Okay. Because we were going to trick, like my parents did not know or care. They were just like, go to bed. They weren't going to be in there. Like we were going to trick them, you know? So we had to do the whole 9 yards of running away. So we put our nightgowns on over our regular clothes and we went and laid down in our beds for a little while. And when the house seemed quieter, now most likely like mom and dad were probably watching TV or whatever in the other room, in their room or in the living room. I can't remember, like honestly. I don't know how we got away with this. So the house is getting quieter and we're in our beds waiting. And finally, in my mind, it's quiet enough so that we probably won't be noticed. So we get out of our beds, take our nightgowns off, and we got our regular clothes on underneath. And so our plan, we were to sneak to the bathroom, which was a little bit down the hall, and climb out of the bathroom window, because underneath the bathroom window on the outside of the house was like an air conditioner or something, or a ladder. There was something that we put down there. And we were going to climb down. Oh no, it was the water, like the pipe, the water meter. And so as a kid, like that's a perfect foothold. And so we did just exactly that. We went around the down the hall into the bathroom. Like, I don't know how we did this. Like, we were trying to be as quiet as we can, but I mean, like, kids aren't quiet. Like, we probably bumped into everything. I don't know how we did this. So snuck into the bathroom. So we're in the bathroom, trying to be as quiet as we can, opening the bathroom window of a not brand new house. Have you ever tried to open a window in a not brand new house? It's not quiet. So somehow we did it quietly as we ever could, opened that bathroom window. I can't remember who went out first. But somehow we climbed out of that bathroom window onto the foothold of the water meter pipe, down into the backyard. Now our backyard had like a little patch of grass, nothing special, and it had a tall wooden fence around it with a wooden gate, okay? And it was one of those, like it was tall, and it had one of those latches at the top, where it's like, it's a loud latch. I don't know how so somehow we got the latch off, and our goal was to run away to that house, that vacant house at the corner lot, which was like 3 streets away. 3 streets away. Oh my goodness. I can't. It's the craziest thing. So we got out, and it's dark by this time. So I can only assume at the latest it was probably 10 o'clock. But it was dark. So, and I was telling my sister, I was like, I don't understand. There was nobody out. No cars are driving by. No people are outside. There was nobody. It was just like, it was like a dead town. And so we get out of the back fence, as quietly as we can, and we start to like run down the street towards that corner lot. Okay. We made it all the way down to that corner lot, into the fence, because all the houses are the same. So they all have a tall fence in the backyard, through the fence. And there was a little shed, or like like a little storage shed. And that's where we were going to live, for however long we were going to stay in that little shed. Because my whole goal was to like, we can't stay in one place. Like we gotta move around. We're going to be like trekking across country, and that's how we're going to live. Like, anyway, so like we get to that corner lot, and like my sister told me, and I don't remember this, but like I remember getting there And then I remember, that's all I remember is getting there. And she said that we had those little, those little breadstick and cheese snacks that you would get in your lunches. Like, I don't even know if they even sell those anymore. Like, or the like cheese where it has the little red spatula thing, and you have the crackers and you spread the cheese on the crackers. That's what we had. She said we had those, which I believe her, because like we had those all the time as kids. And so she said we ate those, and I don't know what we did or what we talked about. But again, both of us with our stuffed full backpacks full of clothes. And that's going to come into play a little bit later on in the story, which is, to me, is so funny. So we stayed there for a little while, and I just remember thinking, well, maybe we should go to the woods. So we went from that corner lot, vacant house, shed, and we started to go down the street. It's actually was back towards the street where our house was on, but at the end of the street that our house was on was like an opening in the tall fence that went off into a little patch of woods. Okay, nothing big. We would never have gotten lost or whatever, stranded in these woods. It was like the tiniest patch of woods. If we were found out and anyone ever came looking for us, they would have found us. Like, there's like, again, perspective is everything. When I was a kid, it felt like the forest, but it was not. It was just like a little patch of trees, no big deal. And so I was like, let's go down there. So she's following me. A little tiny girl is following me, and we're going towards that opening in the fence. And I remember, like, we were about to walk through the fence, and I started to hear sniffing, like a dog sniffing. And it scared me to death, because I wasn't afraid of dogs, but in the black night, in my little 9-year-old, 10-year-old mind, whatever it was, I was like, this could be bad. I don't know that dog. It's outside of the fence, so it's a stray dog. It could have rabies. It could be aggressive, all that stuff. So we froze in the middle of the street. We froze, and because I'm like, we got to be careful. And I just remember standing there, like, just frozen, listening to this dog. And I looked back at my little sister, and I was like, we should probably just go home. So that's exactly what we did. I don't know how long this entire, like, most likely, it was probably like a 10-minute situation. Now, again, because time, like, when you're a kid, 10 minutes seems like 3 hours or 3 days or whatever it is. But at the very longest, it could not have been more than 30 minutes that we were gone from home. So after we were frozen in the street, I was like, we got to go home. So we started to go back. And what's so funny is that we went back home past the front of the house, because you had to go past the front of the house to get into the fence for the backyard. And so we past the front, like, we could so easily have been caught. We never were. Oh my goodness, it's just so funny to me. So we went back to the gate. How we got in, I will never know. I can't honestly remember. I don't remember if we lifted the latch. I don't remember if we climbed over the fence. And if we did any of those things, how did we do it without making a sound, or at least without making a sound enough for my parents to come out and see what all the hullabaloo was about? So somehow we got back into that fence, climbed back up that little water meter pipe, back into the bathroom window, into the bathtub, because the bathroom window was right above the bathtub, into the bathtub, out of the bathroom, back to our room, and we set our backpacks stuffed full of clothes just on the floor and went to sleep. In the clothes, we didn't even put the nightgown. As far as I remember, she'll have to put a comment in and say if we changed our clothes. And sister, if you're listening or watching, put anything else that you remember in the comments. It's so funny to me. So from what I remember, we just went to bed in the clothes that we were trying to sneak out in and went to sleep. And that was the end of it. Or so I thought. My parents don't know any of this. None of it. And to me, the funniest thing is that, like, a couple days, like, it seemed like a long time later, but it was probably just a couple of days later. Like, we were very messy children. Like, we didn't have a clean room. So we had we were just messy. And so every so often, of course, a good mother, like my mother was like coming in our room and trying to, like, put the fear of God in us to clean our room. So she would come in and be like, clean this place up. What in the world? What are you doing? And so we'd be cleaning stuff up, and like every so often she would get so frustrated that we weren't clean or were messy, that she would come in and be like, that's it, we're getting rid of stuff because it's just too much junk. You guys can't keep it clean. We're getting rid of stuff. So she would come in, and if your mom ever came in to clean your room with you, that's not good. Like that's never good. So we're like, oh man, so we're cleaning stuff up. And she like, she's like, what are these backpacks? What are these backpacks doing here? And we were like, and she's like, what's in these? They were still jam-packed full of clothes, the same clothes that we packed when we were gonna run away. So she unzips it and she's like, why are all these clothes in here? Like, you stuffed them in here just so you wouldn't have to clean them up. I can't believe it. And like, we were just like, yeah, that, like, sorry, Mom. Yeah, you got us. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed that I did that. And so, like, I just remember, like, giving my sister the side eye, like, oh. And then, like, so she's, like, so frustrated and throwing her hands up and tearing her hair out. And she's just like, clean it up, fold up these clothes and put them away. And so she leaves, and we're like, me and my sister are looking at each other like, whew, they still, again, I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Mom. But yes, when I was 9, I took my younger sister, your small 4-year-old daughter, and we ran away. We snuck out of the house at 9 and 4 years old. I'm so sorry. And I thank God, I can't thank God enough that he protected us and that my parents never found out. And not because like I'm glad we got away with doing wrong. I can't imagine the soul crushing anxiety and fear and just gut shot that would be. Like if it was one of my kids, even if they made it out, made it back, no problems, nothing happened, I would be so sick for days just knowing that happened. I can't. It's now you have it. Now you've heard my confession. So, and help me out, ladies. Like, put any crazy childhood stories that you have in the comments. I would love to hear your crazy childhood stories. Like that one, like we laughed about that for a long time. Like, and to this day, it's still so funny to me. So that's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, subscribe, ding my bell. If you like my channel and you want to support it, you can buy me a coffee. I'll put the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.